If you're a newly freed slave, good or bad?
Slavery and the Civil War are today's talking points at Denver's Graland School. Students say the subject has extra pizzazz thanks to their study guide. It's called A History of Us.
It's a page turner for sure. You don't realize how much you're actually learning when you read it because it keeps you engaged.
It makes me actually want to keep reading instead of saying, oh my gosh, this is over, thank God, as I do in other textbooks.
To write her award-winning textbooks, Joy Hakem avoided a typical publishing protocol, which calls for a committee of writers to collaborate. Instead, she's the one and only author.
When you think of the books that you like, the literary books, it's an author talking to the reader, especially somebody who has some passion, and I really care about what I'm writing.
To edit her books, Hakem recruited world-class subject experts, and she paid children to mark her manuscripts, starting with B for boring.
You know, every kid knows boring. G for good, NC for not clear.
Most of all, Hakem followed the time-honored tradition of explaining through stories, like in this book about science.
15-year-old Albert Einstein is miserable. He's trying to finish high school in Germany, but he hates the school. It's a strict, rigid place. To make things worse, his parents have moved to Italy. They think he should stay behind until his schooling is completed.
Young Einstein gets expelled, and no one today knows exactly why.
But a letter from the school offers a powerful clue. Your presence in the class is disruptive and affects the other students.
Albert Einstein goes on to become a great scientist. Students say they like Hakem's stories about kids, like young Albert, who don't give up.
My favorite story was in War, Terrible War, which took place in 1855 to 1865. It was chapter 7. It was about Abraham Lincoln and how he went from a country boy, basically, to a president. And so it's sort of inspiring to see how someone really small in the world can know something really big.
The stories provide direction for history teacher Beth Gafka's lessons. Take the Reconstruction period after the U.S. Civil War, which Hakem calls hopeless, hopeful times.
I have them make predictions. Well, what's going to be hopeless about it? What might be hopeful, and what's awful, and what's noble? So, yeah. Your sentences make us think, is what I like.
For the sake of children and stories that help people think, Hakem is writing a new series about evolution and biology. For VOA News, I'm Shelley Schlender in Denver.
Tell the stories and then weave the facts and the information you need into the stories.